Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm at one of my favorite places to shoot outside here of Kamiak Butte. Getting a little bit of snow today and I'm hoping to get some nice winter scenes before the storm pass, because we didn't get all that much snow, but we got a nice little layering. So yeah, grab my camera and just going to see what we can get today. Well, to be honest with you, I was really hoping to get a view of Step Toe, because there are several times that I've come down here and just got really cool shots. But because of the very light snow and we're getting some low-hanging clouds, that it's just obscured. However, because I've been to this place a few times, there's a couple winter scenes I want to check out. So I'm going to go ahead, just walk down here just a little bit, set up my camera, because I already have my eye on one composition. And we're getting just an intermittent snow covering on the fields. And I think that might actually work to my advantage. And that's that. So that composition is in the bag, but I've also spied another one right by where I parked. If you can see behind me, we're getting just a little bit of fog and low-hanging cloud on the on Kamiak Butte right here. So what I'm thinking is I can get a nice middle of the road type of shot, something I don't do very often, but these roads are not very well traveled. And I think I can use that as a leading line going up to the butte. So I'm gonna grab my gear and just walk a couple steps behind me and set up another shot. So even though I'm just walking a few steps down the road, I'm already thinking about how I want to set this composition up. I think it would be really good. I'm not expecting, a portfolio worthy type of photo or anything like that. I'm just out having fun and chasing snow. The only thing I really dislike about this scene is the power lines that are going to be running through the composition. So I don't know if I'm going to leave them in there. I'll probably take them out, but I hate trying to take out power lines. Just takes a while. It's a little tedious, but I don't know. We'll see what goes on. So I'm going to set right up here in the middle of the road. Thankfully I have good views all around me, so the chances of me getting run over is pretty slim. But it dips back down, then it comes sharply back up, and I'm going to try to use that leading the eye to the top of the butte. So I think I pretty much might already be set up. I know I want this in the vertical, and I know it's going to be a wide angle. It's only about 28 degrees out, which is actually quite warm, but just that little bit of wind makes it a little cold. So I got the composition set up, and I think it's gonna turn out good. I'm actually a little excited about this. I'm liking the fractured snow pattern in the ground. Usually when I do attempt to do like a road type of photo or the old country type of photo, I like to have nice, even, unbroken snow. But in this case, I don't know, I just think it adds to it a little bit. So F11, because I want everything, of course, as always, sharp front to back. I could probably get away with shooting a lower aperture like F9, but I'm at 1/40th of a second, and the little bit of snow that is falling around, if it shows up in the photo, will be slightly elongated, and that will, well, I'm hoping, introduce motion into the scene. So, nice, simple, easy composition. So with that done, I'm not quite ready to give up this area. I don't think that I'm going to get a view from Kamiak, and actually what I plan to do is not only get a view from my usual spot, I was actually planning on hiking up the butte behind me to a spot that I know well that allows you to shoot through the trees on an elevated position. And shoot down the scenery to the butte. I actually did this yesterday. I went out hiking with my wife, and I got an okay shot, but I think today, if we could have gotten the view of Kamiak, the added layer of the snow would have added much more interest to the scene. That's not to be today, but you know what? I'm not disheartened. I know there's one more scene down here that I've caught in the past. I am going to get it, but I think, I don't know, might try to find something a little bit more intimate before I walk back down there. This could be interesting. Let's set up here and see what we can grab. So what I am doing here is I'm trying to get a shot of these little trees here, the main trucks, and I like the way that the snow kind of lays on it. Might be a little bit more abstract. Just trying to see if I can eke out a composition here. Just because I like the scene does not mean it'll translate into a good photo, but I think I may have found one right here. Shooting at shallow aperture now, shooting at about f4.5, because the only thing that interests me is actual snow on the trunk of the tree. So let's go ahead and get this set up. I'm not too concerned about depth of field. Go ahead, stop down to f5 though, just for funsies. Just hit focus, and ooh, voila. Well, if truth be told, today's adventure was more about just getting out of the house than anything else. I haven't been able in the past few weeks to be able to go out on any type of photography adventure. I did try last week to do some astrophoto, but by the time I got to the place that I wanted to go, the clouds came seemingly out of nowhere. And this place is local, only about 10 minutes from my house. And I've never shot this in the winter scene because the conditions never really got right. And when we did get snow, there were other places that I wanted to go. So I just kind of packed up my bags and headed out. And sometimes that's okay. Sometimes we get great photos, sometimes we get okay photos, sometimes we don't even get photos at all. More about just getting out and having fun. So this last shot here, I went ahead and I threw on the 70 to 200, but the snow, despite forecasted letting up by now, has actually gotten a little bit thicker. So previous composition that I had in mind might not work. However, I'm going to attempt it anyway because we still get a nice little layer effect and might be able to do something in post-processing with it. So once again, at f11 ISO 64, I'm shooting at 1/80th of a second because I really don't want to stop down my aperture too much more past f11 because things will start to get a little soft with diffraction. Not that noticeable, but to me it's noticeable enough. So I'm going to go ahead, just get this composition, nice layered hills. You got an old farming implement down at the bottom, which is kind of cool, but yeah. Well, with that shot done, I think I'm going to call this a trip. The weather never really gave up like I hope it would, and we're not going to get that view of Kamiak. But you know what? This will be a good spot to come back next time. So until then, we'll catch you outside.